Everyone needs to be a gamer. That's a condition to work here.
You studied VR before VR was like trendy.
Yeah. We would like to be the first company that actually ships a real product. Some of these jewels will have the option to purchase a physical copy of them.
The people that started the company, so it's you, it's Manel. I saw you had Trip Hawkins.
He worked hand in hand with Steve Jobs.
Where do you see yourselves in 5 years?
Wow. 5 years. I mean, I'm worried about what will happen in 1 year right now.
So, welcome to ByteAction Podcast.
Thank you very much for having me.
It's good to have you. We obviously met before, and I think at that time we had a conversation. It was nice to see around the office. It was nice to see everything that you guys are building here. And I guess I heard some news today that you've got some new stuff to share, right? That you guys are planning on releasing the game a bit earlier than expected.
That's correct. Yes. We plan to release it, Diamond Dreams, by September 1st, actually at 8:00 UTC time. So we just in time.
Nice, exciting. And what's the reason?
There are many reasons. I mean, the team has been working hard on getting the game ready for this date. Actually, the game has been ready for a few time now, for a long time. But we want to, we have some metrics, our target metrics to reach, and since that we are happy right now with the metrics that we are seeing in the soft launch, and adding up that we see the alt season coming up soon, and with all these pumps that we've been watching in the cryptosphere lately, we're kind of forecasting the alt season to start soon, and we want to make sure to catch a wave.
Nice. Well, I mean, before we kind of jump into everything else, and I've got a lot of questions prepared for you, can you sort of introduce yourself? So who you are, what you do, what's your background, just so that people know about you and...
Sure, yeah. My name is Christian Gascons. I'm Chief Operating Officer here in Games for a Living. And my background, I have a computer science background. So I studied engineering back in 2003, if I'm not wrong. And I've always liked developing video games, right? This has been my passion for my whole life. And basically, I started my career. I stopped at the middle and I went living to London, and I stayed there for pretty much 2 years, and I got a job there because I wanted to get a first taste of the video games industry. So I started working at a place called Devil Media, and I worked at the QA and localization team for the Spanish localization of the games, and I really liked being there. The original plan was to stay there for 3-5 months tops, but I really liked it, and I stayed there longer, of course.
Yeah.
And that's when I received an offer to work at Blizzard Entertainment headquarters here in Europe, in Paris. So I decided to go there, right? And I started working there as a game master, right? That was a game, World of Warcraft, that I was a player for a long time.
What year was that?
That was 2006, I think. Okay. It was, yeah. And I was a player, like a long player of that game, and I decided to go there because I loved the company, I loved everything about it, and I stayed there for also like almost a year and a half. But then when I tried to promote to a different job internally, that was about like technical tools, etc., I was suggested to finish my computer science degree, right? So that's when I got back to Spain, to Barcelona. I finished it. I started working at a programming company, and then I started my computer science master's degrees in augmented and virtual reality. And when I finished, I basically got a job at Digital Chocolate, which is the place where I met our current CEO, Manel. And yeah, from there I created my own company 2 years afterwards, which was a startup which was focused on creating trading card games. And I worked there for 10 years until 4 years ago, we decided to create games for a living.
So you studied VR before VR was like trendy,
Yeah.
and big thing.
Yes.
What made you do that?
I don't know. It was interesting. It was related to video games as well. Of course, it has many different applications, but it was very interesting too. It was a nice sector. I wanted to put my feet on in that and check the waters, right? And I really liked it, and I really like the fact that when you study a master's degree, you kind of like you get ready for the market, right? And that helped a lot. I really liked it, and it was 2 years. It was tough because I was working too, but at the end, I think it pays off.
Have you been following this platform since? Have you been doing a lot of stuff in VR, or maybe you have a headset at home or something? Or
I do have I do, but work has been like so. I've been focused, so focused at work right now, and I don't have time to play around with VR right now or the augmented reality either. Yeah.
When it comes to games for a living, do you remember the first conversation that you maybe had with the other founders about starting this company? What was it about, and has the idea or the company sort of changed much since?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, we were in conversations also with Manel at the time because we met back in 2011, I think, or 2010, and we gathered to have dinner, etc. And he was aware of what we were building at Frozen Shark, which was the name of the old company. And at some point we decided to, it was a conversation that popped up and said, hey, why don't we gather up and build something great, right? At that time, Manel was already off from King. He was unemployed at the time, so he wanted to do something new, right? And we decided to create something different, but it was very important that the product was first. And we wanted to build a great product and then have a couple of layers, innovative layers on top. So that was the main premise, right? The main condition for all of us to create something that was tackling some new technology. And that's the AI and the blockchain, those two layers that we're tackling here at Games for a Living. And that was how Games for a Living was built. So we had Diamond Dreams in mind at that point because we know the genre, of course, especially Manel, and we've always been surrounded by people that work in this kind of in this sector, and we know what we are doing in this sector, of course, right? But we needed to first build an infrastructure to make sure that we got to our to the objective that we wanted to reach with Diamond Dreams, and that was creating the marketplace that we have now, the GFAL wallet that we have now, the GFAL token, and our native token that we have now, etc. And to test the waters and the robustness of the infrastructure, we created Elemental Raiders, which is an RPG game, the turn-based RPG, and also because we love the genre, right? I mean, it's a different product. It's kind of more like a niche game, right? It's not as casual and as broad as a match-3 game, but we loved it, and yeah, it served its purpose of testing the scalability and the robustness of the infrastructure, and for that we're glad that we created it. So many people asked us in the past, like, hey, are you going to get back to Elemental Raiders because we love the game, etc.? And it's like, yes, we will, but we need to first tackle Diamond Dreams and make sure that we have continuity, right? So yeah.
So the focus is Diamond Dreams now, and then we'll see how it goes, and then potentially there's new games coming out. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So the people that started the company, so it's you, it's Manel.
Yeah.
I saw you had Trib Hawkins as well as
we
one
do.
of the founders.
We do. Yes, he's our CSO. He's our Chief Strategy Officer, and he's also, just to give some context to the audience, is the founder of Electronic Arts, and he's actually one of the first 8 employees that Apple had back at the time. So he worked hand in hand with Steve Jobs, which is nice. And yeah, he's like an open book of wisdom, like I always say, right? It's amazing to listen to him when he talks about everything, but especially, of course, about video games, because he's seen a lot, right? And yeah, he's one of the co-founders too. And then we have Javier León also. He's our art director, and he's been categorized as one of the top digital creators, and not from us, I mean by specialized digital magazines. And he actually created an NFT back in the day, I think it was like 5 years ago, that was sold for $1.5 million or something like that. And he's specialized in creating this hyper-realistic jewelry, right? Okay. And he and his team actually got nominated to an Emmy Award for the Netflix series The Crown. He created the opening credits. Okay. You can see like some jewels and golden stuff around in 3D, and that was him. So yeah, we've got a pretty solid team. And then we have Mark also, who was the co-founder and partner at Frozen Chart, the company that was created in 2012. And I met him at Blizzard, actually, in Paris. So it's been all been connected, like all the pieces, and yeah, that's the main founding thing. And then we have the financial or business partners that we have two, is Ernest Sanchez and Carlos Blanco, who helped us raise money at the very beginning, etc. And you know, they've been like a solid pillar for Games for a Living.
How did you guys raise money from the beginning to when you started? What was the process like? And
it was with a PowerPoint, actually. So with some slides, we actually got to raise $1.2 million.
So you didn't have a product.
We didn't have anything at all. It was just a team and you know, a few prototypes that we worked on, but we never showed these prototypes. It was just something internal. But yeah, I mean, we sold the idea that we had in mind, our vision, etc. I mean, we've always been after. You know, we've always chased making things easy for our users, right? So especially if you talk about crypto, that it is like a gray area, right? And it's hard for casual gamers to be able to, you know, to create a wallet and, you know, store a 24 word seed phrase, etc. And we tackled all that with infrastructure to make sure that our users like can log in with just a Google ID or Apple ID or just an email and password, etc. So we're kind of like trying to break these barriers for them. Otherwise, it will be impossible to bring all those masses, you know, from the Web 2 to the Web 3.
So you won't need to have a crypto wallet in order to play the game.
You don't need it. No, it's a
layer on top. It's an option.
It's optional. If you want to. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that was a condition, right? I mean, the game needs to be a game that it's about something and it's engaging and it's entertaining. That's the main reason why we created Games for a Living. And then on top of that, we have these layers, you know, like the blockchain and the AI layers that will, you know, help engage users even more if they want. And of course, these open some new features to those players that, you know, perhaps may want to trade their items with someone else or purchase something else with you know, with crypto, or perhaps they're speculators. I mean,
yes,
yeah.
Nice. Well, I think that's like the way forward, right? Because there's been like a lot of negative connotations about, right, Web3 games and blockchain games, and I think one of the reasons why is because people were treating those games not necessarily as games.
That's correct.
First, yeah. But as
yes, I agree. I mean, there's been a lot of smoke, right, and smoke selling, right, like not real games being sold, and it was the idea of earning money was sold instead of how engaging the game was, and that was, you know, from our point of view, that was a mistake, and we are here to tackle that, right, to show that we can have a solid and viable product like a game, and also we are specialized in games as a service, right, like games that don't have an end, and we plan to create like content all the time, on a monthly basis. And we will have our seasons, etc., right? Like battle passes, etc. And actually, it all will be connected somehow to the Web3 side too, if they want to. Again, it will be optional, but there are some nice things coming up for November, for instance, which is the second season of Diamond Dreams, where we will feature some celebrity talking about the project, etc. And we will also have something new that at least we haven't seen anywhere in the market right now, and it is the fact that players will be able to purchase physical copies of their jewels if they own them. And these copies will be sent to their front doors, which is nice. And they will be able to purchase them basically and wear them in real life.
That's amazing. So in the game, you're going to be able to purchase real jewelry items that are going to be sent to your house. But so you spending then real money within the game, or is there some sort of tokens that you can earn in the game that you can then exchange into?
No. In the game, it's like you play game. You play levels and you win some diamonds, right? Okay. Which is one of the currencies of the game. With these diamonds, you can build jewels in the game, digital assets, right? And also you will win some coins, like gold coins, that you will use for customizing these jewels. And if you want, and again, this is the optional part, you can go to the marketplace and you can like mint those items into tradable digital collectibles. And some of these jewels will have the option to purchase a physical copy of them. So you won't be able to do it from the game itself. You will have to go to the marketplace and do that. Yeah, and do that there. But it's how it's gonna be.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of logistics behind, as you can imagine. But we're excited about this one.
How long did it take you to build the actual game? Like, how many years have you been working on it? What was like the team size?
Yeah, the team size has been like around 10 people for perhaps 2 years.
Okay.
Almost 2 years. I mean, it actually depends, right? I mean, we've been iterating a lot. The game, like the structure of the game, the skeleton of the game, has been built for a long time now, and we've basically been creating content, like in terms of levels, etc., or different blockers or different boosters, etc. And we have changed the face of the game so many times because we weren't like happy with the final results. And it's kind of like a regular and a standard process in the game's creation, right? That you iterate via user acquisition or via user tests, and you get the feedback of these people paying. Then you tweak the game and you start again until you're not happy with the results. You don't stop, basically.
Right. And how do the sort of NFTs and tokens and ownership play into the gameplay itself?
So basically, Diamond Dreams is a game about being entertained for a while. That's the main objective. The game needs to be addictive, and the gameplay, at least from our point of view, it is addictive already, right? So then there's the meta play where you can actually build some jewels and customize some jewels, and this comes like it's good for people that like to collect stuff, etc. Of course, I mean, if you like the jewels, and they're also like stunning, right? I mean, we've built a technology to be able to show these jewels in the game and at 60 frames per second, etc. And these look real, right? And this is something that we haven't seen before in any kind of game, and we wanted to show this to the world. So it's like kind of mesmerizing, right? Like watching these jewels as they are being created, etc. Because every time that you collect some diamonds, you get to craft some of the pieces of the jewel, right? And at the end, you get the whole jewel. And when you have the final, right, the finished jewel piece, your wealth increases. That's kind of like another game meta, right? And there's leaderboards, etc. And there's teams where you can access only if you have, or at least this is a feature that will happen in the future. You cannot join these teams if you don't have like specific wealth, right? And it's all about that. So regarding NFTs, we don't work with NFTs. We work with pseudo NFTs that we like to call, which is our digital collectibles. So what's that? This is like kind of, it's an NFT, but living in our infrastructure, that's it. And as a matter of fact, we are building a feature to be able to export our digital collectibles into real NFTs outside of our infrastructure, Of course, these digital collectibles will not be usable in our infrastructure the moment that you export them, but the moment that you import them, they will be back to your account and you will be able to use them, right? But these are not NFTs because we don't see the point on them being NFTs. Actually, it makes the whole infrastructure faster, etc. And relying uniquely on the player-to-player transactions with crypto, just to make the transactions shorter in time.
Obviously, you're launching soon. Like, what are the things that you're doing in order to make sure that this launch is as successful as it can be? I don't know, you guys are building a community, you investing in marketing, like what are you doing?
Yeah.
On this?
So on one end, we have the influencer program, right?
Okay.
We created a feature so anyone can actually sign up, and after, of course, a proper KYC, we flag these users as influencers, and these people from that point onwards can share their link with a referral link, basically. And they will get 25% of the net revenue their players generate in the game, not only in marketplace transactions, but also in game purchases for a 3-month window, I think it is. Yeah. And this actually was shipped like 3 weeks ago, more or less.
Okay.
We are also conducting user acquisition campaigns. We've been for a long time now acquiring users to iterate the game and to basically to tweak it. And what else? We actually launched a campaign on the 8th of July, so 3 weeks ago. It was called the Proof of Lux and the Try and Drop. It was 66 units of 3 rings featuring Bitcoin, Ethereum, and GFAL. And we sold this. 80% of these rings were sold in minutes, and it was also used to make sure that the infrastructure was stable, etc. Everything prepared for the launch of Diamond Dreams, and it's all about like spreading the word, right? We've also been knocking on some doors about like from influencers and KOL agencies, etc. So we're trying to make as much noise as possible, and we will start hopefully hearing some of these noise soon.
No, so I guess influencers is a big one now. If you can manage to find several people that are able to promote the game to the large audience, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but the thing is, for us, it's very important that because there's a lot of KOLs or influencers that work like, okay, I will, mention your name in one of my videos, like along with another 20 or more names.
Right.
And we don't want that. We want to build, we want believers of Games for a Living, because we do think that we have something very solid in our hands, and we need to find these people that is like engaged and, and we want to create a community and have a long-term relationship with them, in terms of like talking about us and creating a community, etc. And we found a few of these already, and our community is very solid. Actually, it's all about us, right? About them, sorry. And yeah, basically we need to find more people to talk about us and to spread the word and to let everyone know about Games for a Living and what we're building, about Diamond Dreams, and yeah, we'll see.
What's been the hardest part so far? I mean, for you personally, and for you guys in general, when it comes to like building the actual studio. So you started 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So far, what's been sort of the most difficult?
Well, there's been like a lot of legal stuff. We've been spending a lot of time in token-related matters. For instance, due to the fact that the token was TGE'd here in Spain, we had to tackle the Spanish regulatory entities, which is called CNMV here, making sure that everything was fine, creating a white paper.
Sure.
And yeah, I spent a lot of resources in general in that front.
How long did that take?
How long?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was like, more than a year for sure. If you have everything and all the resources, a lot of people involved and external people actually and involved in that too. So it's been kind of a nightmare. Yeah. And all the compliance things about this and all the KYC processes, everything, because if it's very easy to do things the wrong way, right? That is also illegal, and we wanted to make sure that we don't have any problems at all, and we need to have that peace of mind, in terms of compliance and legal stuff. So that would be one of the top hardest things that we tackle here, and also, of course, the fact of in getting to find the perfect fit for Diamond Dreams and the perfect look for it, and this has been very, very hard too, because people think that creating a game is like a piece of cake, and it's not. It's a very tough process. A lot of people involved, a lot of iterations, and even the team, right? I mean, there's some of our team members are they're not like as experienced as I don't know, a senior programmer would be, for instance, and they didn't understand at the beginning like why we're changing this. I mean, if we have already made it, right, like let's go to the next one, and it's not. I mean, it's all about the user and the feeling that they have when they play the game, and if we feel that that hasn't been like tackled and it's not 100% polished, we need to work over and over again until we get it right 100%.
Yeah, because it takes a long time now to acquire a user, and it's expensive, and it's
is.
very easy to lose them if they don't.
It's very expensive. Yeah. I mean, in the user acquisition world, if I can say this, if you actually get a user and the game for some reason crashes or there's a small error, etc., I mean, you will lose that user forever. It will not happen again. I mean, that's something that everyone knows, right? And that's the reason why soft launch processes are very important before the release of a game, right? And yeah, we've been trying to follow these processes as much as we could, just to make sure that we have a solid product by September 1st.
Yeah, and it's it's different if you're making like a AAA game where the entry costs, I don't know, like $60-$70, and it's different when it's either a free-to-play game or a game that costs a couple of dollars. That the entry barrier is low, but yeah, as you said, if you
I mean, our game is a free-to-play game. I mean, you can download it and play it right away, and it has in-app purchases that will make you like progress faster in the game, etc. But yeah, it's different. I mean, a AAA game, it doesn't have anything to do with us. Normally, the budget for these kind of games is so much higher, and the current sector right now, the investment sector is very dry, and there's not a lot of money for gaming, especially. But yeah, I mean, we have to survive, and we will catch the wave, and this is the most important thing for us. And we've been working so hard to reach to that point, which is around the corner. So we'll see very soon.
Is this the first time you're seeing an industry in this sort of stage where it's so difficult to find investment, where the money has dried out, when it's there's so many layoffs happening in the industry, and all that cycle that seems to be so vicious that you can't really break from it? Like, is this the first time you're seeing this, or have you seen this before?
No, it is the first time for me. I mean, I have never seen anything like this before. It's been I mean, it's so dry right now that it's very difficult. So many companies are closing, and lots of layoffs, and this is happening right now. I mean, every day I hear or listen or read a different news about some like company or studio closing up, and it's tough because. But I think that we will recover. So those that survive these months ahead or these years ahead will come up stronger afterwards, and hopefully we'll get there.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so too, and I hope so as well, that because there's so many people that are looking for work, maybe we'll have a lot more creativity, sort of new studios popping up and sort of working on interesting things.
Mm-hmm.
As a COO of the company, what does your role entail personally? What do you do as a COO? What do you have to do?
Yeah. So basically, the main role will be like that the kitchen never stops, right? Like everything needs to work smoothly, and there is a few processes that we have, placed, and for every team, we follow some work structures that are called PDD, which is a way of working that happened in Harvard a few years ago, and we are following that. It's basically a mid to long term, preparation of the work that we have to do, and we conduct weekly meetings, etc. But basically, I make sure that everything, works fine. And also, as a founder and as my technical background is, I try to be as in many places as possible to help anywhere I can. And I actually enjoy doing that because it's been my background, but I love doing that kind of stuff, or programming even, right? It's been a long time since I don't start coding now, but
Sure.
but I miss it, and from time to time I get to do some of this stuff. And but yeah, this is, as a small company, because we are right now 13 people working here, kind of like everyone does a lot of things that, and this is the good thing about small companies, right? The startups, etc., that you get to do different stuff even if it's not your area.
Of course.
And yeah, I like getting my hands dirty, right?
Yeah. Someone as well who's been in leadership roles for so many years, because you had a company before, right? Frozen Shark Games, and now this one. What would you say your leadership style is, or how would you describe it? Have you thought about it? Is it something that you think about it maybe sort of constantly?
Yeah.
How would you sort of adapt to different teams?
Yeah. Right now, I'm leading here two main teams, which is the platform team, which is in charge of all infrastructure, etc. But I have been actually in every area. I've also been in Diamond Dreams, etc. We actually had an incubator here with some external teams, and I used to handle that too. A little bit of marketing too. So I like the fact that I give freedom to people to work, and I just try to be there as much as possible. But I think that is important for everyone to learn from their mistakes, because that's the way I learned to do things. And sometimes it's important to let someone realize they're doing something wrong by actually making that error and learning about it. So that would be like my way of leading, and being there, of course, and not just leaving people alone and in the dark, right?
And when you founded your first company back in the day, what led you to doing that?
And I think it was like experience I had. I enjoyed very much my time at Blizzard Entertainment. I had very strong leadership team above me, and I learned a lot there. And also at the Digital Chocolate, where I met some wonderful people of the gaming industry. And I think it was all of that I actually got to experiment myself afterwards.
Digital Chocolate was like this local incubator in Barcelona, with a lot of studios, a lot of people that worked at Digital Chocolate created their own studios after.
Yes. Yeah. It's interesting that part. There's a lot of people like scattered around the sector of gaming. Most of them, I think that they're in Barcelona right now. Right? Some of them might have traveled, but yeah.
No, it's must have been something with that group of people or with that studio in general. When it comes to building culture internally as well, what sort of culture are you trying to build and games for a living? Again, is this something that you think about a lot, something that you talk to people about? Is it something that it sort of creates itself naturally, in your opinion?
I think the latter, but from time to time we kind of like doing this offsites where we can actually team up, and we do this once every quarter, and then we have like a super offsite in the summer where we rent a house somewhere with a swimming pool, etc. And it's very nice. But the culture, we are a very young company, and everyone needs to be a gamer. That's a condition to work here. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense, right, to be working at a video game company if you're not a gamer yourself. So this is very important for us. But yeah, the people like here in their breaks, they play games. We have like some Warhammer upstairs. We have like, of course, some TVs with some consoles, and that's kind of like the culture of the company itself. It's like having a good time, trying to enjoy your work as much as possible, and this is very easy when you work in this sector, right? Because I mean, like at least for me, right? I love making video games, and why not playing them while
Of course.
I do it, right?
Of course, yeah. No, and you have to know what's happening in the industry in general, right? You have to learn from other games and see what the trends are, etc. So it's very important. Is your entire team based here in Barcelona, or do you have people working remotely as well?
The entire team is here in Barcelona, but our co-founder Javier, he and his team is in the south of Spain.
Okay.
Yeah, and they work there, but we communicate via remotely, of course, with them, and we see each other from time to time. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, 100% of the developers are here, and some artists are down at the south of Spain.
Let's say I don't know, you've been on this entrepreneurial journey for 10 years now. Is there a lesson that you learned for that journey that you know now that maybe would have helped you earlier?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Yeah, I've been an entrepreneur for 13 years now. Yeah, from 2012. That's when I created the first startup, Frozen Shard. Is there something that I would have liked to learn before? I mean, it would have been nice to know how tough this sector is, of course, but that wouldn't have stopped me from getting engaged in creating video games, because it's the thing that I love doing, right? And but yeah, definitely I thought, I mean, I think that many people think that making video games is like, oh, you're playing all the time, it's not like that. And but I think that's like the way people think, actually.
Sure.
I would have liked, to know that this sector is very tough, and you need to. It's very difficult to be the one that highlights from the crowd, because I think it's 200,000 games are released every year. That's a lot of competition, and and from those are the ones that are shipped. I'm talking, of course, about cross-platform, but games that are being implemented are 500,000 a year. So pretty much 40% of those actually get to release, and it's a tough market because of that. And that's also the reason why user acquisition is very tough too, because the sector is so saturated, and it's hard to get the wheel moving, right? So that's the reason why you need to have a very solid product in order to be able to stand up.
Yeah, for sure. Because if you take these bigger companies bigger companies that make mobile games, they kill so many games all the time, right? So they might release like a game or two a year, if that. But then they work on hundreds and hundreds of different prototypes.
Yeah,
They just kill.
yeah. Well, because they need to get to the minimum amount of like revenue generated, right? Like the game is, as an example, making 100 millions a year, but that's not enough. Let's close it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's another one. Let's try to get to the hit, but it's very tough. I mean, there's not so many hits that are released every year. Actually, very few.
And people as well, right? People only play certain number of games, right? They find a game that they like and they stick with it. Yeah. There's only a handful of people that like to try new games all the time.
It's very, very difficult to find an engaging game. I mean, I'm talking about myself right now because I'm a gamer, and from time to time here I talk to my coworkers, etc., and like, what are you playing now, right? Because I need some game to get addicted to, and it's difficult. I mean, I know that I was a big fan of World of Warcraft, and that game was like a game changer for me. I mean, that's the game that made me get into game developing, etc. And it was like a masterwork, right, for me. So it's very difficult to try to compare every game with that. But anyways, it's hard. It's hard to find an engaging game. And
what are you playing now?
I'm not playing anything right now. I mean, I've been I mean, I'm playing Diamond Dreams, of course, because it's very important for us to play the game that you're working on, and also because you get to see things, right? Like, okay, I don't like this, like, let's change it, etc. That's a good thing about this. But right now, I mean, from time to time, there are some masterpieces that I love to play over and over again, like The Last of Us, for instance, right? Or
Great game.
yeah, it's a great game. I mean, it's a masterpiece for me. I don't know, Zelda, for instance. I mean, I'm talking about like the top of the top, right? But yeah, I mean, a few games that are in my collection that I like to engage and play.
Yeah, I think with the technology now, and with the subscription services that both Xbox and PlayStation offer, there's so much choice. Obviously, there's Steam as well.
Yeah.
And it's just overwhelming how many
options.
there are so many options. I think the other day I was playing the Ninja Turtles game with my son. The old like the retro Ninja Turtles, where they kind of run around the screen. It's sort of almost like a 2D game. And you have to fight the boss at the end, and it's just so much fun. You can play it too, and it's just the simplest.
Yeah, it's not about the graphics. I mean, people think it's about the graphics, etc., but it's not. It's about actually the game design. It needs to be engaging, and
of course,
you need to, I mean, it needs to be fun. I think that's the most. Of course, I mean, if you play like a game, I mean, Last of Us, for instance, I think it's a fun game. It's not a game that you're laughing while you play, of course.
No,
all the other way around. Actually, you're scared, but. You get what I mean, right? I mean, it needs to be entertaining. I mean, for me, it's like an interactive movie, right? Or Red Dead Redemption, for instance, too, right? Or games like that. Yeah, I love to spend time playing those.
No, it's just like really like sometimes companies, they spend so much money in perfecting the graphics and making the game look visually appealing, but they forget the fun part.
Yeah.
Or they, I don't know, include hours and hours of cinematics that you can't skip, and
yes,
just not.
Yeah, no, but it depends on how engaging the game is. That's what will make you come back the day after, which is all about retention in our, in our sector, for instance, especially in match-3 games.
Is there going to be like a multiplayer element in Diamond Dreams?
No, right now we have to think about that. No, it's not going to happen. Yeah.
What's the future holding for the studio? Where do you see yourselves in 5 years? What are your
5 years? I mean, I'm worried about what will happen in 1 year right now, but yeah, hopefully, if everything goes well and according to plan, when we launch now in September, we'll be able to consolidate as a company, and we will get to experiment in different genres, perhaps in different games. So for me, it's very easy. I mean, we want to make sure that we make a living making games, and because we like to experience new stuff and experiment with different I don't know, like prototyping and creating new things that might not exist right now, but perhaps they will in a couple of years. So for me, the perfect dream would be like Diamond Dreams works perfectly. We have enough money to to keep going and to test new stuff. That would be great for us. We don't plan to grow. I mean, we wouldn't like to increase the amount of people that we have working here today, because we just need a couple of team stops just to maintain one game or 2 games, Elemental Raiders and Diamond Dreams, and then another one to perhaps keep experimenting with new stuff, etc. But yeah, the plan is not growing like 200 people or something like that. We wouldn't want that.
What if you are in that situation where you can do that, where you can grow to 200 people because the game is so successful?
We wouldn't do that. We would spend more money in user acquisition. Yeah, we would make the ball bigger.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think about the legacy as well a lot, in the sense that, so you're making a game that obviously it's a game first, but it also has the Web3 element attached to it. I mean, I don't know that many successful games in that space that have been very successful in the past few years. if you guys are successful, which I hope you will be, that's almost kind of creates like a legacy of a studio and a game that's made some sort of achieved some sort of success in that space. Do you think about that as well?
I mean, yeah, we would like to be the first company that actually ships a real product that has some Web3 features and people use them, and we actually get to move people from the Web to the Web3 space and consolidate, etc. We would love to, to have that title, if you know what I mean. But it's not something that we care much about. I mean, we're just about like right now our focus. I mean, we're 100% focused on Diamond Dreams. And the only thing we think about every day is Diamond Dreams, all night and all day. Yeah, it's so as soon as we get there and we reach our target, we will start thinking about some of the things or legacies but right now it's all about the game and to make it fun and perfect for its release.
And it's releasing on mobile and PC?
Yes, and iOS and Android so far. This one is mobile first.
Okay.
Elemental Raiders was all the other way around. It was first PC, Mac, then we had Steam, and then mobile, and Samsung as well. Yeah, and a few other platforms at different similar platforms to Steam.
Just to finish this off then, for somebody who's just starting in the games industry, a young person looking to break into the industry, whether that's kind of they're just coming out of the university or let's say they want to start their own gaming studio, but the early days in their career, what would your advice be to them?
Well, it would be the first advice would be do it. I mean, you need to build. You need to start building and test stuff. You need to make errors and learn from them. It's very important, and I think it's important to make sure that people understand that they need to study, because especially with the AI now, I think that most of them think like, okay, the AI will make my game for me, and this is not going to happen. I mean, it's going to be a great help, that's for sure. I mean, we use it every day, but it's not going to replace in full like real creatives behind a game, etc. It's not going to create a game 100% of the game, right? I mean, you need to be there and you need to know what you're doing. So it's important to let everyone know that they need to still to be ready and prepared, properly prepared, and to work with teams too, etc. This is going to decrease. I mean, like there's going to be like a lot of one-person studios, etc. For sure, that's going to happen. But I mean, it's going to be a nice couple of years ahead. I'm excited to see what the people is going to be building.
Sure.
But yeah, I think the most important thing is to jump and create a startup and start building, and gather up with some friends and do stuff, because you see so many stories about games that were created by like I don't know, 5 friends at university and the game was a hit.
Yeah,
it's difficult, of course. That's a lucky shot, but anyways, you need to do that in order to first to understand if you really like what you're doing, because so many people have tried and then realize that that wasn't their thing, but also to realize that, oh, I love this. I want to keep doing that because I love creating video games. I mean, I love creating anything in particular, like developing stuff, creating stuff. It's fantastic, right? And I loved it. But yeah, I think that people need to get their hands into the in order to realize that.
Absolutely. When it comes to AI, how do you use AI in the development process?
Wow, every day. I mean, for pretty much everything. We are so addicted to it, right? It's a multiplier of your productivity, basically. So it's not that again, it's not replacing people 100%, but it's making us work every day very, very fast. For instance, for me, if I need to create a tool for anything in particular for the game or whatever, I mean, I can build a structure, etc. But in terms of going through the code and reviewing it, etc., it's so fast. It's like having someone, like an expert programmer right beside you, working with you. And I'm talking right now only about programming, but if we talk about art, etc., it's also helping prototype a lot faster, right? To present a concept and to create it into into 2D, into 3D, etc. And to play around with, you know, different look and feel of the game or the UI, etc. And then there's you know, all the other things that you can use the AI for, right? Like for replying emails, or for helping organizing your week, or for helping you know, preparing the marketing campaign for the release and the
Sure.
tweets. And it's a great help for us. I mean, we're happy to have it here. I mean, we would have preferred not to have it, but now that it's here, you need to make sure that you're using it, otherwise you will get behind.
No, for sure. You need to learn, and you need to use it. Yeah, otherwise it's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't move forward without it. Nice. Well, Christian, thank you so much for being on a podcast.
Thank you.
I really
Thank you very
enjoyed
much
talking
for-
to you. And thanks for showing around the office. It's a really nice office, a really nice podcast studio as well.
Thank you.
So yeah, thanks. It was nice to meet you, and good luck with the release.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's going to be a couple of months, tough months ahead, but we'll make it for sure. Thank you very much.